My name's Jay from Driftworks. Welcome to the inside of my favourite car.
So what is it, Jay? We're getting people asking.
I don't want to sound like that guy. You know that guy that goes, "Oh, we've had loads of comments, so here's a video." But
well,
no, I've done it now. No. in the last video of Phil's Porsche, I just happened to be in this, and it was in the background, and there was enough comments in the YouTube comment section to warrant a quicker poke around it.
So it is. It's not a Nova.
Well, in my head it is. It's a 1991 Corsa GSI. That's what it is.
And it's very tidy.
Very late Mark 1, because 91 the Mark 2 came out. I'm not 100% expert on these, but I've been.
Well, you sound like you got your anorak on.
Yeah, I've been an enthusiast for.
You've had one of these before, haven't you?
Well, I have had one of these before. Let's get to that first.
Oh, hang on.
What? Yeah, it's Spanish. There's a reason why it's Spanish, and we'll get to that. But there was a question in the comments saying, why have I got this? This is why I've got this. This is me. There's me, look, 18 years old, outside my mum's house, in my new...
With a sunroof?
I say new. In my, what would it be? 8-year-old Nova GTE. Look how happy I was. This was it.
Wow, look at that one.
Look at that, look at that. TSW Imolas.
They're 16s or something?
15s. 195, 50, 15s.
Look how small wheels need to be on these.
Falcon tyres. Or upside down. But there you go. This was big round my way. The Griffin Centre. That's what it says, isn't it?
Never heard of them.
Well, it was like a scrapyard. But for some reason, when I was a kid, growing up round my way, you had to have that in your window. Don't know why. Used to go there for a headlight switch or something. But anyway.
So, pop the bonnet, show them what's under the hood. What's the important bit.
I believe 99 of your finest horsepowers.
Whoa.
And it feels it. So.
I mean, to be fair, the brakes aren't good for any more, are they really?
The brakes are very questionable.
I mean, the wheels are like 10-inch or something.
14s.
They're never 14s.
They are. Anyway, come on, play prepared. That's it. 1.6 injection.
It's very tidy and original.
It's pretty good, yeah. I mean, it's not concourse by a long way, but it's...
I mean, look, there's no rot. And it's a, what, 91? 91,
yeah. 31 years old. I've had it about a year. Yeah, I was just cruising on, you know, Car and Classic, that scammy looking website, green one. Always looks like a bit scammy. I was on there one day, around Easter last year. And this popped up in Spain. It was an English guy in Spain that had it, who happened to live there. I don't know what he was doing, probably crime or something. And yeah, I just messaged him because I wanted a red GTE, because that was my first car, and it had to be red, and ideally it had to have electric windows, but there's a point in time now where you can't be too fussy on these things, because I've genuinely...
Well, GSI.
I know that, yeah. I
Close enough.
Genuinely had an eye on one of these for about 10 years. I've just had an eye out because I sold my last one in, I don't know if it was 2000 or 2001. At 10 years old, it was really ready for scrap. Like the front had just rotted off.
Because the bulkheads go on these, don't they?
It's here. Where is it? This seam here rots out. I think everywhere rots on them, but on mine.
I was an escort kid and they were the same.
Yeah, on mine that rotted off, and
the batteries normally leak and
I'll tell you a tale on my old one. When I was a kid, had to have an immobiliser fitted for the insurance.
Of course you do. Harry Moss?
No, laser line.
Oh, you're a bit younger than me, aren't you?
Anyway,
yeah.
Bloke came round, fitted the immobiliser under the dash, obviously right-hand drive.
Yeah.
Screw straight in the bottom of the battery. Didn't know. So I was college as well, and I'd stayed up all night to finish a college project. Got up in the morning, click. Brilliant. So I thought it'd be all right. My drive was a slight, and there was a crash barrier across the road. And I remember pinning myself against I pinned myself trying to push the car against the crash barrier, thinking I was on my own in the house. Just as I did it, my brother pokes his head up in the window and starts laughing at me.
I mean, it really is like very tidy.
For a 31-year-old.
I mean, it's been painted, but probably more because it was faded than
it would have been very
actual.
Pink, I would imagine.
Yeah, because this era paint was bad, wasn't it?
They call it flame pink, I think, these days. But no, it's the paint job on it is far from perfect. It's what I would class as a very cheap job, but it's probably better than pink. And
I think. I mean, it looks unless you look close
on the camera, it will look perfect. If it drives past you, it will look absolutely perfect.
I mean, it's only when you get really close.
Yeah,
but I mean, I've seen people pay a lot of money for a lot worse.
Yeah,
We're just used to gas paint jobs now, which come out the gun better than that, aren't we? So
yeah, but I would like to paint it, but then there's going to be a point where it becomes too nice and I won't want to use it.
I mean, your dailiness at the moment. Is this your most reliable car?
Yeah, the Merca's.
Yeah, the Merc's not there. You don't want to drive the E30 because that's
the D30 is absolutely disgusting.
And the Mustang.
It's over there. I mean, I've got this.
Covered in dust.
The Mustang's over there. It needs the hub nuts tightening and some fuel pipes clips putting on, and then it can go for MOT.
I just think you're scared of driving it.
I just like this too much. It got here. Well, it got here a year ago next week. It took till October to get a UK number plate on it. These are the
because people at Swansea sat at home in their pants.
Yeah, because they were too scared to go to work still, weren't they? But yeah, I got a number plate in about October, so I didn't really use it until April this year. I had a little chat about last year, got an MOT, went to a couple of local shows and stuff, but nothing. All I've done is put right-hand drive headlight glasses on. I just swapped the glass because to find a new set of headlights now is fairly expensive. It's like probably 250, 300 quid for a new pair of headlights, and it had you could still get Chinese left-hand drive lights, and it had a new set of those in it. So I just swapped some. Decent the interior is pretty good.
It's very 80s, 90s.
What's it called? Laser line or something like that. I think it's called. But it has a GTE what?
Yeah.
It
is very. I mean, a lot of kids nowadays watching this probably won't realise these old cars.
But this was posh in my day.
Yeah.
You know, the doors were covered up to here, no paint. Yeah. I think an SR, you still have paint.
Yeah.
Up there.
What's that?
That's a window winder. And if it was 20 years ago and I had a choice of these things, I wouldn't have bought this one because mine had electric windows. But somehow it's got electric window switches there. But yeah, so maybe one day.
I mean, all the look at the A-posts now. It's remarkably good.
It hasn't been in England, has it? No. We'll have a poke underneath. I'll show you. I'll show you. But it's. I don't really know what to say to it. It's just a standard car.
Yeah.
And I have no plans to put a 2 litre in, turbo it.
And the whole deal again from Spain wasn't too painful in the end, was it?
Well, it wasn't great to start with because I paid for it in April, and the guy had shipped cars to the UK before. But it turned out last summer lorry drivers did not want to come to England.
No.
They've been right fannies about customs. So in the end, as soon as flights reopened, one of the guy's mates flew over anyway, and he just drove it back, and I picked it up from Bristol, which was pretty useful because that isn't a million miles for me.
What's Rex think of it?
Well, his comment was quite amusing, to be fair. My little boy.
Is he 4? Is he?
Nearly 5, yeah. Never been in an old car. See, when I met my wife, I had Nova GTE, you see. It's all
coming back, yeah.
It is. I mean, I've still got the same wife. At the moment.
That'd be asked, have you, would they?
Yeah, his comment was quite a beauty. We turned out of our house, up the first hill. What's wrong with this car, Daddy? And Eve's like, it's just an old car. They rattle and squeak a bit. It's going to blow up. Brilliant.
Yeah,
thanks, boy. Yeah, thanks, boy.
Out the mouths of children, as they say.
Yeah, absolute savage, my child did. It's the only car I've ever sold where I really wanted one back.
Apart from the E30? Yeah.
Yeah,
because you've bought
I guess E30 as well. But I had this before the E30.
So what other old car are you going to buy back next then?
The only car I really want at the moment is a Celica GT4, but I don't have the money for one, and I want an ST185 RC or Carlos Sainz, and they're proper money now.
Yeah.
And I'm not really into a 205, so I would like a Renault 5 Turbo. To be fair, all of them, I'd have a Renault 5 Turbo, 205 possibly, but I feel that's the most boring one. Series 2 Escort Turbo, I love them all. It's just how old I am.
Yeah. It's funny, like, I got my lad a little 106 for a while just to drive, I had a bit of fun in, but driving around, what you forget on these cars now is that A post.
You feel
like you
fairly
feel
vulnerable in them.
Yeah, you forget just how small the top is on these.
How terrifying a fast one of these is.
No, you know, and you don't. You know, you do feel quite. You know, if you like a Range Rover alongside it, you feel like quite intimidated.
Yeah, especially with these. I don't even know what the code is for an engine. It's not a LET anymore, is it? Is it ZDH or whatever?
Red top or something.
After a red top.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And they're like 350, 400 horsepower.
Yeah.
So you got to be on crack.
Have you seen that blue one that does the valleying? It's on YouTube.
Jumps, yeah.
That thing's mental. I mean, it looks the most dangerous and unstable thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But it gets round in it.
Yeah,
it's fast.
Steering is mighty heavy and about 4 turns lock to lock. No power steering.
That 106 was out. The steering on it was incredible. I thought it was broken.
No, that's just how old cars were.
But you get used to actually turning while you're moving, don't you?
Yeah, I have thought about swapping the badges for GTEs, but
it is what it
I
is.
don't know. So it's left-hand drive. I'm not changing it.
I take the right-hand drive conversion's not easy.
Well, it's easy, but it doesn't bother me.
No.
Like I've got enough left-hand drive things that it doesn't matter.
No.
So I would like a quick steering rack to be fair. And
but then it'd be even heavier.
I don't care about being heavy. It's just 4 turns lock to lock or whatever it is. It's a bit excessive. I'd like to get the seats re-foamed or whatever because they're a bit hard. I think it's been cooked for 30 years in the sun, hasn't it?
I mean, the cloth's good though.
The cloth's perfect.
It's just it's like it's lost the top, the little soft layer.
The seats are just rock hard. But no, look at this. This is. I don't know if you'll see it without you.
You can tell he's quite excited.
Come with me. This is what you get from not being in England. There you go. Look.
What, chassis legs?
Yeah, well, you do get chassis legs. But look at that. Still on the suspension on paint. 27th of June, 1991.
That's not been ice blasted.
No, that ain't been ice blasted. That's just not been in England. I mean, it's grubby, but that's still red. That's still got paint on it. It's got a gearbox oil leak, but
1.6 injection, look.
Yeah. This was it, multi-point injection, wasn't it? 1991.
And what are bits like to get for them nowadays?
Service bits are not too bad.
Like a rotor arm that you've had loads
of? Rotor arm and distributor cap, there was a lot of options. Eventually I found the right one. It's probably just dealing with Euro car parts. They don't even know what a Nova is, do they? I'm going to call it a Nova because it's a Nova to me.
Yeah.
I did break down the other night, had a fuel pump wire snap on me. Right, what I'm going to do, because this video is like 13 minutes of waffling, I'm going to go home, get washed, eat some food, and I'll stick some cameras in it and then we'll go down some lanes and I'll show you how pig slow 99 horsepower is in 2000 and what year are we in?
And some brake tests, 2022.
2022.
Yeah, well, some of us are.
Got my razor blades, got my raving hat. Unfortunately, do not have Helter Skelter or Dreamscape tape pack. Got this junk. That's what the guy who drove it back from Spain listened to all the way home, I think, because all the car had was a cassette player. I've got a Bluetooth now. Looks completely out of place, but I'm not paying 400 quid for one of those Blaupug things that looks right. Out and about on the longest day of the year. As you can see, 99 horsepower, not that fast anymore. I mean, it's fast enough to get you in trouble on a lane like this, especially with the brakes that this has got, but it's certainly not what is considered fast in this day and age. Build quality is pretty questionable. I'm selling this, aren't I? I'm selling it. Let's have it. Third gear, still not at 60. There we go, there's 60. I think it takes about 9 or 10 seconds or something ridiculous. That was considered fast in 1991. But I'm only doing 60 miles an hour. I'm barely breaking the speed limit, if at all. And it feels like I'm absolutely flying. Oh, rabbits! Remember when that was an acceptable seating position and everyone used to roll around with the seat like that but leaning about that close to the steering wheel? Please don't kill us, please don't kill us. Right, flat to the mat. We are currently heading to what used to be known as the 60 bend when I was a kid. Well, I think it was known as the 60 bend when my parents were kids, but I ain't taking it at 60 today in this. When I was 18, maybe. Here we go, we're going in. Slight fear, nervous giggles. See that long steering throw? Well, confidence inspiring. I would like to sharpen that up a bit, and if there is a Brakemaster cylinder that works properly with Astra GTE calipers, I would probably be interested in that too, because the brakes are, I mean, they work if you hit them hard, don't get me wrong, you can do a skid, but the pedal is real spongy and the travel is long. I've had the drums apart on the back and rebuilt that, made sure the adjusters are all clear. That is not a problem, but yeah, the pedal's just too long for my liking, and it feels like you don't get much bite because you're pressing down so far to reach the biting point. The suspension on it is quite stiff. I think they're KYB dampers. I thought they were factory replacements, but they might be something slightly upgraded because the ride is quite jiggly. But then again, I can't remember what it was like in the olden days, and I had 60mm lowering springs in the end, which were absolutely appalling on standard, you know, 130,000 mile shocks to make it even better. Left turn, left turn. That's fast enough. So as you can probably hear, the gearing on this is fairly short. We're sort of doing, sure, it's getting on for 4,000 revs at 70 on the motorway. It's fairly rowdy like that, which means the 100 horsepower sort of gets you down the road, sort of, but man, it doesn't feel fast. I remember when I was a kid, first day I had one of these, 4 of us in it, 4 heads bobbing, trying to race a Ferrari 355. I mean, when I first got it, it felt like a spaceship. These days, it's hard to tell the difference between this and a 1 litre micro, to be honest. I can't get across how much, I mean, you can probably see how much I'm smiling. I honestly love this car. It's my favourite car I've had in such a long time. It's the only car I've ever woken up in the night wishing I'd never sold. You know, had M3s, had Corolla 86, had Sony GTI, GTIR, Pulsar, whatever. Just don't care, don't want any of them back. But this, I guess it's called a midlife crisis. Normal people just buy a Porsche. Just get rid of the sunglasses, it's getting dark. As I was saying, I'd have any of these 90s hot hatches. I'd love a Renault 5 Turbo, good memories in those. A friend of mine had a couple of those, to be fair. One was alright, one was an absolute terror of a car. You know, I'm talking about huge. I like the look of a Series 2 Escort Turbo. Has to be 90 spec. Red, white or black, whatever, any of those, love them. Although to drive, not sure, don't have the childhood love for those. Well, let's not die here at this junction. Go, go, go! I guess it's just being this old, you know, memories. If you grew up around my way, you were all about going to Merry Hill Centre on it was a Thursday night or a Sunday night. Go have some races on, what was the trading estate called? Narrowboat Way, that's what it was called. A friend of mine put his 106 in a factory down there, 106 GTI, spun it off. I remember looking in my mirror like that. His car's going round and I'm thinking, that's a funny place to pull the handbrake. Boo, shut the factory. Fantastic. S-Benz in Birmingham. Everybody of my age knows the S-Benz. Right in the middle of town. Carnage, absolute carnage. Just, I don't know, I would say the best times, but probably not the best times. We had a lot of fun drifting in the olden days. That's it, I'm back on the A roads now, just winding myself back home gently. But all that's left to be said really is thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed trying to show it to you. As you can see, I really love this car. It just makes me smile and giggle. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, like. If you like Porsches and Phil stuff, like, subscribe, comment as long as it's nice. If you don't like Novas or Corsas, can't really help it. That's what this video was about. Hope it wasn't too long and boring. So until next time, keep yourself safe and I'll see you then.